Right, on the show today, over the next 30 minutes, we're going to be talking about, well, the fact that I'm getting played in to my golf course. This afternoon, I've got an interview and a round with one of the committee, and I'm terrified. So that's on the way.
Also, we're going to be asking the question, if you want to say I've completed golf, what 4 things do you need to have done? It's a huge question. All that and more on the way now.
Welcome, podcast friends. Welcome, audio friends, as we take another meandering stroll into the lovely garden of golf. I'm Tom Green, 10 handicap, try hard. There's Tom Price, 4.9 handicap, bad boy.
I would say that since I've turned to 4.9, I've shot 2 of the worst rounds of the last year. That's
to be expected, though, isn't it? That's golf saying to you, just chill out, mate. You think you're better than everyone else. You think you're really good, but actually, you're still an absolute hacker. Here's a 24 over. Cheers. Thanks for coming.
I do think that the golf gods sit there with their palms open, ready to slap us at any point if we get ideas above our station.
Come on.
And it doesn't help, Tom, that in the days leading up to my 22 over and then my 14 over, I spent a good deal of time with you saying, let's get down to scratch. I wonder if we could do open qualification, which has meant that, I believe that's called hubristic, which has meant that some of the comments, and I would say thank you very much, and I don't have them in front of me because they're very funny and I will get them for the next episode.
Yeah.
But some of the comments on my EG, because this is the great thing about my EG, you put a score in and then people can comment on it. I say great thing, it's also a terrible thing, because what happens, and this is very much a lesson for life, Tombo.
Yeah.
When something goes well, there's a kind of, I don't think this is a masculine thing, that's a male thing. When something goes well, there's a sort of generic shrug. No one really bothers coming out the woodwork. When something goes badly.
Yeah, well, there's a term for it, isn't there? There's a German term. Schadenfreude.
Tete-a-tete. Oh, no, hang on. Yeah.
The pleasure in someone else's mistakes and misfortune, which I think every golfer feels for other golfers. As soon as something goes wrong, there's a little I don't think there's anything funnier than, and maybe this is mean, maybe this is bad of me, I don't think there's anything funnier than watching your playing partner, as long as they're not on your team in like a competition, completely blowing up and having a bit of a paddy. I think it's personally quite funny. Not looking at anyone in particular.
That's why you love playing with me. What is then? Because you're right. When someone else I'm playing with goes wrong, I'm afraid. Yeah, that's the truth, isn't it? I don't go, oh mate. But then, have there been occasions? There have definitely, when someone is on a score and they miss a short putt, and I feel like, dude.
Yeah, of course you feel for them, but when you're watching it from that bird's eye view, when you're not having the breakdown, you see it for how ridiculous it is. You see it for this is merely a game. My friend, all you've done is duff a chip. Do not panic. You do not need to throw your club. Can I just say something at the start of the show, by the way, Tom, because I keep forgetting and I really want to say it.
Hit me with the words.
If you are watching on YouTube right now, hello, please do us a favour. More than 50% of you just watch these videos without subscribing, which from an admin point of view on our side is annoying. So please go and subscribe. And also, if you're listening on Spotify, which is where the vast majority of our listens are, can you do us a huge favour and just go and give us a 5-star review at the top? Click one of those stars. Make sure you leave us 5 stars, because I want to get us over 1,000 reviews. And if we all just did it, it would just be taken care of in one day and you wouldn't have to hear me whinge on. Admin done.
No, fair enough. If I used all of my personalities, I could get about 200 of those done. So leave that with me, mate. I'll knock that on the head straight away. It's a weird morning this morning, Tom, because I am, obviously you're listening to this on Monday, or you're watching this on a Monday. It's when we release it, but I'm off to play golf now, and I'm looking out the window and I can see frost on the ground. And I thought really through this, and do you know what I've got? And I've got it for those of you watching on YouTube. I've got a visual prop here. My little square of towel. What's this, Tombo? Can you see it, mate? There it is.
Oh, hold on. Let me just need to change camera.
Sorry.
It's what? Is this your rag? Price's weird rag.
I call it the Malcolm rag, because Malcolm, who I'm playing with this morning, has always had this, and he has it hanging out of his back pocket like a tail, like he's about to play touch rugby. For those of you in on that, it's just. This particular towel was purchased when we got our dog, Phoebe, and we bought about 30 of these on Amazon to clean up her wee. And we now have a big pile of them, which thankfully we don't need anymore. It's been through the wash, before you ask. But to have this in your back pocket so that when you go and replace that ball, whether you're on the putting green, whether you're on the tee, whether you're in the fairway, and give it a dry and give your hands a bit of and every time I forget it all the time. I'm so cross with myself because it really, I know we joke about Malcolm's rag, and I feel like there's merch opportunity here. I really feel like we could have a golfer's ruining my rag. I've lost my rag, something like that.
Because I've lost my rag!
There you go. Because I really love it.
Yeah, it's funny though, isn't it? Because there's you on that side of the aisle with, I'm happy just to walk around a golf course with a dirty rag in my back pocket. And then there's my side of the aisle with all my mates who spend 90% of their income on places like Trendy Golf and Jay Lindenberg and put so much effort and time into what they look like on the golf course. They go and buy stuff at Manners. They wouldn't dream of a dirty rag in their back pocket. And you've quite literally got a piss-stained rag in your back pocket, Price.
Oh, God, it's exactly what I've got. And something we don't really talk about on the show, there is a bit of an age, and I'm grateful that we don't talk about it because I don't like to dwell on it, but there is a bit of an age gap between us. Not a huge one, but there's an age gap. And I wonder...
Yes, I'm youthful. Yes, the UK is the youngest golf broadcaster here.
There's certainly an age gap in terms of numbers, but in terms of attitudes and visuals, very similar. No. But I wonder... It's not true. But I wonder how much of that is aged. I feel like a certain aged golfer just goes, I don't really care what I look like. I just want to hack away and avoid my family. And then a younger golfer wants to look good still. I don't know. Maybe the younger golfer, Tom, and here's something, again, we've not talked about.
Yeah.
Is there a golf dating scene? Is that a thing?
Golf dating. Now, that would be incredible because I've had conversations with some people because some people agree with you. I know slightly older men that I talk to who do, and I know this is a stereotype, but it is very representative of the conversations I have. Bloody hell, I won't want me wife on golf course. This is where I go to get away from family, right? I know a lot of people that say that.
Yeah.
I understand that. I do understand that the golf course is a sanctuary away from work and the stresses of home. But I don't agree with that. Me and Em, my wife, have been speaking quite a lot about her getting lessons and starting and taking it up. And wow. I personally think that would be absolutely epic because she is like me, which is a bit deranged and has like a really addictive personality. So I know if she got into it.
Have you got an addictive? Oh, okay, that's weird. I mean, the email that I was looped into to various exciting things going on. I think that email was at about midnight last night. No, I'd never noticed your intensity.
If you email me, I won't not email back instantly, no matter what time of the day it is. But I love the idea of my wife getting into golf because I think we do golf holidays. We go do 18 holes in the morning, have lunch, and it's something to do on holiday. I think it would be totally, totally epic. I only see the advantages of it. Do you not get that?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, my wife doesn't really have any interest in it because she doesn't really like sport. She likes swimming. She goes wild swimming a lot. And I don't have any intention to join her doing that because famously outdoor water isn't heated. So I don't really see the point in that. But equally, she doesn't see the point in hitting a ball around a field. She's come with me once. We went on a spa weekend because that's the dream, isn't it? With you and your other half. You go to a spa weekend and they can do sparry things and you can do the golf, right?
Yeah.
And the problem is, and correct me if I'm mistaken, there's a lot of places where the spa's really, really swanky and the golf course isn't that good. Or the golf course is amazing, but the spa is a bit of an add-on. Right? Do you know what I mean? It's always like a spa is added on a golf course or a golf course is added on a spa. But I'm yet to find that place. And please mention one, either in the comments or drop us an email, the Toms at Golf Is Ruining My Life, where everyone went, oh my God, this was incredible. What an amazing weekend. Because that is the dream ticket for a couple. And also, I might add, I know plenty of couples where both members of the couple play golf and then they go and have a spa together as well. So it's kind of like everyone wins.
That's me.
Yeah,
I would do that. I've got a recommendation for you though in that department, Price.
Oh yeah, go
on. Queenwood. That's the one. Okay. If you want unbelievable spa and unbelievable golf, is it Queen or is it Queenswood?
Probably Queens.
I don't know. It's what a Queenwood. It is incredible. I've not played. It's so hard to get on that golf course. However, they do like an overnight stay spa package, which me and Em looked at for a while. And I think if you're staying, you can get onto the golf, which is a way of playing Queen/Queenswood.
Really? Whereabouts in the country are we talking?
Surrey, of course, Price.
Oh God, of course, Surrey.
Of course, it's in that Wentworth belt down there, Sunningdale. It's one of them. It's another one of them.
The Sunningdale gang, the Worplesdon posse. They're massive.
Yeah, those are the one. Can I tell you what I'm doing today.
Oh, yeah.
So, about 30 yards in that direction,
Yeah.
pointing over to my right,
Hang on. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah.
is my living room.
Yeah.
And currently, on my living room floor
Yeah, go on. Yeah,
is my golf bag laid out.
Whoa.
I've done a selection of the most premium and not scratched golf balls in the back pocket of my golf bag.
Yeah.
I've laid out a golf outfit. Because today...
This sounds like a man preparing for some sort of round of golf, some sort of significant round of golf. Tell me more, Tom.
Today, friends, I'm getting played in at Porters Park, Radlett.
It's such a nice course. We filmed there, didn't we?
We did. With lovely Scott, the PGA Pro there, who people rave about. He's got a little following online, does videos, famously gives Tom Holland lessons, the golfer and Spider-Man, I suppose. Obviously, Spider-Dad, someone that references on this show quite a lot.
Yeah. Hang on. Is Scott Bailey, is that his name?
Scott Bailey!
That's it, because I follow him on Insta. He's brilliant. So all the clubs are ready. Now, Tom, here's my question to you, logistics-wise. I don't know if you know this. You've got to go and do a radio show today. Famously, you're on Hits Radio from 10 to 1 every day. How's that going to... How are you going to be doing that in between shots? How's this going to work?
So the admin of this is absolutely wild. So I've been in this studio here making content since 5:30 a.m. this morning, which is no joke. It is before 7 a.m. right now. We have got a hard wrap at 7:30 because I have to drive my car with my golf clubs in and my golf outfit in to the nearest train station to the golf course because I'm getting played in. I originally said 2:30, which would have meant I could have come home, but they said 2 p.m. So I was like, because I'm obviously, as mentioned earlier, sort of addictive personality, want everything now. I was like, yep, that's fine. I'll make that work. So I've got to finish my radio show, get a train to a train station in the middle of nowhere, retrieve my car, get changed in my car, and then drive to the golf course for an interview and to get played in.
Hang on. An interview?
Yeah, man. It's an interview. I'm getting
with who?
interviewed.
With how many people?
I don't know. I don't know many details about it. This is a great question, actually. I don't know what to wear. I didn't know, because in the past, when I joined Preston Golf Club, I was interviewed. This is when I was like 14. And it was...
School uniform.
Yeah. Put a shirt on and a blazer sort of thing, right? So obviously, I'm not going to do that because it's an interview and then played in, so I'm just going to wear my golf stuff. But I've got my golf fineries on. I've got my golf fineries.
Yes. I mean, is today the day for a golf hoodie? I'm going to say no.
No, Tom! Tom! No! I have played it so safe. I look like your dad in the 90s today because I've played it so sort of... Goodness me. Isn't this a respectable golfer? Is what I've gone down.
Nice. I would try and maybe throw in a few keywords during the interview. Gosh. Do you know what I mean? A couple of goshes always goes well.
Yeah, sure.
Gosh, that's a great question. I'd have to say I would prefer to play weekends, but I'll often play weekdays as well. The interview, and let's be honest about this. This is not I've said this before, they're not cocking a snoop at you. They're not saying, I'm not sure he's good enough for our club. That's not what this is. They are saying, welcome, here's what we do. They're telling you stuff as much. We are not in a world where they're going to be saying, what does your father do? And can I see your birth certificates? That's not where we're at, especially not there. It's a really friendly club. So I don't think you should be intimidated by the interview. However, I am enjoying the fact very much that you are intimidated by the interview. I
think it's all part of the fun. If I'm honest with you. I feel, last night, I felt like it was my Christmas Eve.
Yes.
I'm really excited. I'm so excited to go down there and play some holes today. I'm excited to chat about golf with people who fundamentally have to chat with me because it's an interview, so they can't leave or turn off like you can. I think it's excellent. However, and I think we might need to go to ads in a moment.
We do.
Let me tell you, Tom, not all play-ins go well.
Okay.
Not all playing-ins go well.
Is this your experience or someone else's?
This is not my experience, but this is based on the fact that we've just discussed the fact that they're just there to meet you. They're going to tell you some information. It's not a test. It is a bit of a test. And not everyone passes.
Oh, I absolutely... You're joking. Is this a real story or is is this actually something that's happened to someone you know?
It's actually happened to two golfers.
This is delicious. Okay, for two. Okay, fine. We're going to go to ads. I would say, Tom, my last bit of advice to quote, I think it's someone like Monica says it to Chandler in an episode of Friends when he's about to go on a date. Be yourself, Tom, just not too much.
Ah, yes, thanks. Thanks, Bryce.
You're welcome. All right, ads.
Welcome back to Great Britain's 5th biggest golf podcast. Please hit that subscribe and like button if you're watching on YouTube right now. If you're just listening, go and make sure you follow us on Spotify. Give us a 5-star review, please. It really does make a difference. Yeah. So,
and also, can I just say, do by all means feel free to tuck into our YouTube buffet that we've laid out for you. If you haven't had a look at it, then particularly there's one at the moment which is doing really well, which is about the handicaps of YouTube golfers, which we put up the other day. And it was a really great chat and loads of people are enjoying it. So head over to our youtube.com/@golfersruiningmylife and please subscribe. It really, really helps to get the numbers up. I know everyone goes on about that all the time, but it does make a difference. So thank you in advance, caller.
So I was in the pub the other night with a mate, and he's a big golfer, big golfer. And we were talking about me getting played in and what that means and whether it's right or wrong. Just like basically having this podcast with you, Tom, but with someone else in the pub over a pint. So in my opinion, the ideal conversation.
I feel like you've sort of cheated on me there, but okay, yeah, we'll move on.
And he was playing in a golf club and he got friendly with, he was on the committee in the end and got friendly with them and whatever. And he said to them one day, he was like, so surely it's never no. You never say no to people. You always say
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they went, no. In the last, I think he joined just after COVID. They were like, since COVID, we've turned down 2 golfers. So it's not many, but they have turned people down.
Why? What happened?
Purely just etiquette stuff. Just bad golf etiquette. He didn't tell me exactly what the people had done or obviously who they were, but he just said that it was just etiquette stuff and that the comment they say is, we just don't think you'd fit in here.
Oh, but I think that's really... I mean, listen, I know nothing about the individual case. Let's make that absolutely clear. But with etiquette, so I've got a mate I play with who I'm absolutely not going to name, but they are, etiquette-wise, a disaster.
Okay.
They are messing around with their clubs. There's the noise of Velcro throughout my backswing. They are leaving clubs in the wrong place. They are writing their score. They are messing around with their smartwatch to get the score onto their smartwatch instead of taking the putt. You know when that moment when you do feel quite, if you're in a 4-ball, you feel quite watched by everyone else when you're taking your putt. I've talked about this before. I do get a bit paranoid that everyone is thinking, hurry up. Do you get that when everyone's watching you?
I get that when... If I've spaffed my drive onto the hole and people are waiting for me to take a shot, I don't like that.
Of course. Yeah, no, that's everyone gets that, definitely. But I'm saying like the people I'm actually playing with, I feel this slight tension, like they're waiting for me and I try and eliminate it. But this one person I play with, and it's on me this, and it's because, to be fair to them, they took up golf way, way later in life. And I think when you're a kid, when you play as a kid, you get told by a grumpy adult, in my case, John Smedley, just get on with it, don't stand. What on earth do you think you're doing? Why are you taking so long? Just hit the ball, damn it. You can't take 9 practice swings, you'll still be rubbish.
God bless Medley.
I think that, and I think that is when people take up golf later on in life, they don't get taught the etiquette shouted at them like you do when you're a kid. And I think that's a shame. And that's on us as golfers to think of ways to politely say, listen, man, I don't want to be a douche here, but please leave your bag towards the next tee or whatever.
I think the etiquette infringements we're talking about are a lot worse than that. I think it's more stuff like playing in jeans and all that sort of like, it's that sort of etiquette infringement that stopped membership happening, as opposed to just being a little bit slow, maybe being quite sweary or having a bit of a tantrum when shots didn't go well. That's the sort of stuff I believe it was, as opposed to just being like, you filled your scorecard in on the back of the green and slowed things down. But I just thought it was mad. It does happen. Yeah. And obviously I've just been repeating this over and over again in my head for the last 24 hours. You're not guaranteed yet, Tom.
You are guaranteed. You're absolutely fine. Who are you playing with when you get played in? How many holes are you playing?
So they said it was basically between like 6 or 9 holes, depending on the day. I still don't know.
God, you'll know it's gone wrong if they played just 2 holes with you. That would be really bad. They went, I think we'll knock it on head here. Thanks very much. Oh, okay.
Obviously, no matter how many holes I play with the person, I will be carrying on with the rest of 18 on my own because I cannot wait. Mostly, I cannot wait. We're not going to do much on this today because we need to do such a bigger thing on this prize.
Yeah.
I mostly cannot wait to use this.
Don't. Okay, so Tom is right now holding up to camera something which we both got yesterday. It arrived in the post. My FedEx guy was a bit confused because I took a picture of him just because I was so excited. I was so excited. I went, oh, mate, I've got to get a snap. So we have been in conversations with, and we're going to be working a bit with, Lab putters. Lie angle balance, baby. Lie angle balance.
We're not going to say too much on it now because we want to talk so much about the experience, because the experience of getting these putters has been amazing. And I don't know why people aren't shouting about how you get fitted for them, because you don't have to go to a thing. You can get fitted online. But this isn't for today. But that is what I'm really excited.
Though. Do you want to do emails? Should we do an email?
Yeah. Oh, my God, do I want to do emails? Yes, delve into the old sack.
Thank you so much. I'm just going to have a nip into my sack and see what's waiting for me there. Thank you so much for emailing the show. We're always really keen to hear from you. Any generic golf questions you've got. The next one, actually, by the way, is a brilliant golf question, so get ready for that. The Toms at golfisruiningmylife.co.uk. Hello to Thomas Powell. Yes, go on.
On that, Tom,
yes,
you may want to save your emails. In fact, send off your mediocre emails for the next couple of weeks, but save your box office stuff for April. Because in April, we're working with an amazing brand that might be giving you something for great emails. So send us your guff now, but save your box office.
Something tells me that the guff will be better than the box office. That's often the way. We celebrate the guff on this show. Thomas Powell. Hello, Thomas. Dear Thomas, I'm a fellow Thomas who's a golf fanatic. There's something about Toms. I recently shot the best score of my life, of my golfing life, since I fully committed to golf in 2022. But does it count?
Okay. Sim golf?
I'm a 9. No. Yeah, exactly. Was it on 2K25? PGA Tour 2K25. I'm a 19 handicap and currently working hard to bring that down. My aim is to be as close to 10 as I can be by the close of 2024. I guess that means 2025. I recently got fitted for a new set of irons, the TaylorMade P790s.
Oh, what a lovely set that is. Never owned them, used them. Our mutual friend Price Jason had them in the bag for a while. They are a gorgeous set of golf clubs.
How do you know this, Tom? How do you remember what clubs Jason used to have?
Because this is the difference, right? And I don't think we've ever spoken about this on the show. Tom knows, I would say, a lot more about professional golf than I do. I know every single detail about any equipment drop in the last 10 years. And it just doesn't go on Price's radar. Price, the P790s are the iconic irons from TaylorMade a few years ago. The reason they're so iconic is because they had the hollow head, which they put speed foam into, which meant you had the look of a blade, but the forgiveness of a cavity back. How do I know this? I can't remember my wife's phone number, but I can remember TaylorMade's tagline.
You're the sort of person who'll go, Jake, Jake's got an iPhone 11. Yeah, that's what he's got. How? It's good, though. It's good stuff. I'm definitely very here for it.
Well, I wonder what iteration you've got, because I know they've just brought the new iteration out. Sorry, Tom, sorry.
I will say, though, I'm seeing Jason on the weekend, and I will very casually, when I'm having a post round beer, I will say, do you miss your P790s? Or
you do. Oh my God, Jason will love that. He is all about that sort of chat. He's also a mutual friend of ours who has, I believe he has those Japanese irons somewhere.
Yeah,
Miura. He got Miura irons.
No, he has got them. Yeah, they're beautiful. But I would say about his Miuras, actually, well, Thomas, we'll be back at your email soon. They sound really slappy. So often he'll hit them and I'll go, oh, bit slappy. And he's like, no, I absolutely rinsed it. So weird. They give a weird sound.
Interesting. They're cool, though.
Okay, so Thomas has gone, and this is interesting for someone who's off a handicap of 19, and this shows ambition. I've gone 3-iron to pitching wedge. That's very 90s of you, and I definitely love that. That's what you should do. Correct, by the way. When you get a new set of clubs, no matter what your handicap, go 3-iron to pitching wedge. I am very strict on that. A lot of people these days going 5-iron. You're chickens, you're cowards. Get a 3-iron and 4-iron and learn how to fail.
For comedic reasons, obviously, love that. But I was an 18 handicapper who had a 3-iron in my bag. And it actually worked for me because for years and years and years, I couldn't hit 5-wood, a 3-wood, a 7-wood. I couldn't hit any of them. I don't know why. There was just it requires, in my opinion, a very different swing thought than any other club in the bag. It's not quite driver, and I know people will say hit your woods like you hit your irons with compression. That just doesn't work for me. It took so long to find what that feel was, and now I can hit them. So for years, I had a 3-iron and a 4-iron and loved it. So if you're a high handicapper, don't rule it out.
I'd say the thing you've got to do with a 3-iron, 4-iron, because you see an iron in front of you and you think, mate, I'll treat it like a 7-iron or whatever. You can't go soft on those. Those clubs often get under hit. You've got to hit them hard. You've got to go for it with a 3-iron. That's what works for me anyway, and my 2-iron, which is a living hell. If Tom, I don't know what's going on at the moment. Who knows? But maybe if I were to be getting fitted with literally my dream golf clubs,
yes.
literally my childhood dream golf clubs, if that was to happen in the near future,
sure.
I will be getting 3-iron and up. Anyway, I played around today at my club, which is a par 68, as we're currently undergoing renovations. With this in mind, I had the round of my life today and completed my first goal of this season, which was to break 80 for the first time. Amazing stuff. Yes,
wow.
Thomas.
Wow.
I shot a 76, but can I count it? Because, I'm so sorry, you can't count it. Because we had some temporary greens in place.
No,
Would you like to know how many temporary greens are in place, Tom?
How many? Oh, God, this sounds a disaster. Go on.
Well, how many temporary greens being in place would you go, oh, you can sort of count that? How many would make it fine?
2?
Yeah.
2,
1 or 2.
You can almost get away with it with 2.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it in as a card, but you'd know that you'd done a brilliant thing with 2, maybe 3 temporary greens. 17.
Right, yeah, no. No, does new count. Sorry, does new count.
Sorry, I'm really sorry to laugh, Thomas. It sounds like you're playing well, man, and you're going to be there, but you cannot call that a breaking 80 round with a temporary, especially when they do, and I don't know what they've done at your place, but sometimes they do a temporary green with a bigger hole, as if to say
bigger hole,
sorry.
huge hole. You get a basketball down there. It's just not a. It's just not a thing. I have had this though. A par 68 is such a controversial one because I've actually, as a 10 handicapper, you'd think I'd broke 80 more, but I only have done it a handful of times. It's quite frustrating. Yeah. One of the times I did was on Windermere Golf Club, which I believe is a 67 or a 68, and I was a bit reluctant to say that I'd broke 80 because I shot like a 76, 77 that day. But it's 68. So you had the other 4 shots in there. I hadn't done it.
If you break 80, you break 80. It doesn't matter if it's a par 62. You still absolutely are entitled to go and shout about it. However, and it sounds like he's not going. It doesn't sound like he's put the round in or anything. But yeah, man, that's a stinker. I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
but
it's one of the. That for me falls in the same category as if you shank your first ball into the water on a par 3 and then follow it up and you get a hole in one, is that a hole in one?
Oh,
it's a really hard question. People debate this for hours.
I'd call it a hole in one. But there's always, do you know what? Asterisk. There's always going to be an asterisk next to it.
Do you know what? And is it Thomas? Thomas the emailer. That's what you've got. You've got a break 80 asterisk, which is the same bracket as a hole in one after you duff one in the water. It's a hole in one asterisk. Yeah. And that's fine.
We've only got a couple of minutes, mate, because my tee time is in just under an hour, and that makes me stressed. I should be doing warm-ups by now. I should be doing calisthenics, and I'm talking to you. We're going to do this email very quickly from Michael Hanaway, and maybe this email will kick off other emails from you. Hello, Michael. Golf completed it, mate. This was the statement I heard this afternoon in work after someone got his first hole-in-one. He has now complete what he called the set. Here comes the set.
Oh, I love this.
Hole-in-one, eagle, birdie, par, break 80, and drive a par 4. Why is that in the set? If you were to have a set of golfing accomplishments to complete golf, what would they be? A round without tossing a club angrily would be a high-level accomplishment on the list for some. Michael, you know me so well. So I would say, let's put 4 things into this category, right? The 4 things you have to do to be able to say, and I hate the phrase, completed it, mate. But it's a great question. What do you think you have to do? What are the 4 things to say golf completed it? Write in the comments. Let us know. The Toms at golfersruiningmylife.co.uk. Tom, have you got 4 you can do now before we finish?
Yeah, to say you've completed golf, you will need to shoot scratch or better.
Yep, correct. I agree, yes.
Get a hole in one.
Yeah.
Get a eagle.
Mm-hmm. I've got one more. If you want me to finish the 4, I've got one more. Are you still thinking?
No, go. Yeah, give us another one.
So you got what you got here? You got hole in one, shoot scratch, or hit par. Some people got cross with me saying shoot scratch, get an eagle. Yeah. I'm gonna say, win something. Whether that's a work golf day Stableford comp, whether that is a big tournament at your club, win something. To be able to walk away and go, I won today, and there was a big field of not just 8 people, but like 60 people were playing or whatever. Win something, I think.
Yeah. Do you think also get your handicap down to 0 is also You could say you completed golf. If I could get down to scratch, I would say, yeah, I've done it. I'm a good golfer.
I would rather shoot scratch this year and still be a 4 than get to a handicap of scratch and not manage to shoot par. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'd much rather.
Yeah.
I just want to get that score, man. And it's going to happen today in 53 minutes.
Because famously, quoting Scotty Scheffler from a few weeks ago, my mate's not very good at golf. He plays off 10. That hurt, by the way. That really, really hurt when he said that.
He's listened to the show. He's clearly listened to the show.
I wanted to do a really big thing today, and I'm not going to be able to do it. So I'm going to tease you into our Thursday episode. Mm-hmm. I think a golfer we all love, who's in our hearts, is off the boil and has stepped over the mark and is on a dangerous path to becoming incredibly dislikable.
It's Tommy Fleetwood had his hair cut. Is that what it is?
It's never Fleetwood. We love Fleetwood. It's not Fleetwood.
That's a huge cliffhanger.
I'm scared about the reaction from the out there world about what I'm going to say on Thursday. But I'm going to say it with my chest wholeheartedly.
Tune in this Thursday for the demise of Tom Green's reputation and the update on how my round went today with Malcolm's Rag. And, of course, how Tom's playing in went. Oh, my God, so much is going to be on the show on Thursday. And we've got to talk about lab putters. And we've got blah, 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 blah. So make sure you're here on Thursday, right?
See you there.
Bye.